Hey everyone, I have here one of the LEGO Jurassic World sort of expanded universe sets. It's Gallimimus and Pteranodon Breakout. This set comes with 3 minifigures, 2 small to medium-sized dinosaurs, and what LEGO is calling a research vehicle. This vehicle has a very specialized design and it looks very rough and tumble. It looks fun. You know, it's got the really comically short wheelbase and the huge wheels and tires. It just looks like it wants to bounce around on some pretty fun terrain. It's got a box in the back that looks very square and kind of plain and, I don't know, very industrial, but that's actually something you can deploy. We'll take a look at that. It's useful. And there are a couple of drones on this thing, a couple of quadcopters that it can deploy as part of a sensor net and to send some cameras up into the air to look for the dinosaurs that they're trying to capture for whatever reason, and for the purposes of capturing dinosaurs, they have this net shooter that's able to come out, and it's one of the modern net shooter specialized setups, and it just fires off this rounded net. Each drone or quadcopter has a fairly simple build, but it looks pretty proper, and I feel like the scale is pretty good. You can imagine that being the sensor array there on the front, or the camera unit. Maybe it has infrared scanning capabilities or something. I don't know, use your imagination a little bit. Each of these also has a single sticker. There's a transceiver dish here, which is able to angle up and down and also rotate around. The net shooter is not able to turn from side to side. It kind of looked like it would be able to while building, but then it ends up being locked, so you can just go up and down with it. And then for the cockpit, this holds 2 people there. This folds forward to open it up, and it's pretty simple. You know, it just has the space for the driver and passenger, and in the front there's a steering wheel and a printed console piece. So as for this box back here, that just pulls straight out, and behind that you have storage for a couple of minifig accessories with the tranquilizer guns there, and this is a deployable small lab. Notice the trans green colored small windows there. Nice to see those, and all of this is able to open up. So there you can see there's a computer console. They've got a couple of eggs that are being kept warm here. We've got a syringe in there, a fire extinguisher in case anything goes dramatically wrong, and that nice printed piece there that represents an ancient insect caught in amber. So glad that is actually a print, not a sticker. The Pteranodon, as far as I can tell, is unchanged from the last sand green and dark green version. I still think it looks good. I really like what they do with the wings for these. Just the blend between the two plastics leaves that nice effect around the edges. And, you know, no 2 sets will be exactly the same. So I like that, you know, just a little bit of variance that actually makes sense. And with these, the top part of the head is able to open and close to get you the different poses for the beak. Standing up, I mean, that's about the best you can do, you know. At least it does have the clips for the legs there, so you can get it to be attached to something. But overall, I mean, there's not a great amount of posing with these, but I do think that they look pretty good, and 1,000 times better than the original ones that LEGO first did some decades ago. Now this is what I've been most looking forward to getting to show you a little bit more carefully, a little bit more slowly. It is a brand new dinosaur for LEGO to put out. It's the Gallimimus that is actually movie accurate. Not necessarily scientifically accurate. These things probably were at least partly feathered, with feathered forearms and, you know, going down the spine and around the neck and such, at the very least. But, I mean, this is a Jurassic World / Jurassic Park franchise set, so they needed to do this right per the original Jurassic Park movie. It was one of the iconic scenes, and yeah, I think LEGO has done just a fine job here. And yeah, these are very massable for obvious reasons. It's too bad they've only brought this out so far in a single set, and not a cheap one at that. I do wish that they had included a couple of these instead of just a Pteranodon as an alternate in this for a little bit more variety, because, hey, I think more people would want to get more of these than another of an existing Pteranodon that we've already had. Anyway, look at the head. So the entire neck is able to rotate. You can actually rotate this around fully. I like the curvature there. It just has a very lively look and feel to it. You can get the legs to come up and down, and I mean the curvature of the jaw and the mouth opening there, it just looks really, I don't know, cute, lively. There's something particularly good about that. It has the little lower jaw. It's able to open up as well, and then you also have these little arms that are able to move up and down just a bit, just to give you a little something extra. These were herbivores, possibly doing a little bit of omnivore action, but primarily herbivores, and it's just a cool thing. I think the colors are good. Maybe some of the markings are a little bit large, but just overall, for what it's supposed to be, I think that this is going to make a lot of people happy. Real quick, for those of you who are interested, they use an axle pin in the neck. So you have an axle-shaped opening on the base of the neck piece, and then a pin connection here. So that's how those go together, as opposed to using just pin and pin connections. Taking a look at minifigures, first here are Owen and Claire, of course. And these are not from the movie universe. These are from the Lego-specific animated TV miniseries world, which, as far as I know, is non-canonical, which, I don't know, it's fine and certainly works really well with the Lego sets that the series itself was designed to help sell. I'm just glad that we're getting more of the animals in particular. So both of these look, I think they look okay. I don't think they look great. They look a little bit dated to me. Some of the details are nice and fine with the print work and everything, but they look a bit flat to me. And also I think the waist lines for Claire are a little bit overdone, just a little bit excessive. The alternate face there is very strong, and the alternate face there is, not one of the expressions that we get all that frequently. So it's worry with the really wide mouth, and there's a little extra detail for the teeth there. So I like both of the sets of face prints here. And then here's just a generic unnamed ACU trooper, just a random dude out there. And this one has the printed panel piece used on top of the radio unit, the walkie-talkie unit, just to be a little bit different there. I like the headset on him, and has the little bit of metallic printing on there as well. I appreciate the fact that there is no lettered printing on this, especially on the front. If you want to use these prints, for example, outside of the Jurassic World universe, all you need to do is give him a pack, put something on the back to cover up that logo there. And then, you can use this for like security guard or SWAT team or whatever you want. Finally, here are the leftover pieces, including an extra Gallimimus lower jaw piece. I don't know if we're all supposed to get that, or if I just got lucky in this case, but it is a pretty small piece, so perhaps they are including 2 with each set. And this is the spent sticker sheet, just to give you an idea of how many stickers are in the set. So looking at value, this is a 391 piece set, and it costs $50 in the US. More than that elsewhere. Honestly, looking at what's on the table in front of me right now, I think that the value is not so bad. I actually, just based on the size of it, how much stuff there actually is here, how much you can actually do with this, it makes good use of the space, good use of the parts count. And of course, we have to consider the fact that it does include a couple of these animals, and Lego always charges a premium price for things that come with animals, especially ones that are made with multiple pieces and multiple materials. There's extra involved in that. It literally costs more to make these, but then because of it's a business, they're going to charge more still. So just based on history, based on what I'm used to for Lego, I am actually not feeling too bad about this. I really do wish that it came with 2 of these instead of 1 of these and 1 of these. I understand the desire to broaden things out and have the extra variety there, but we need more of these. We definitely need more of these. However, keeping with the discussion about value, I do think that it's overpriced outside of the US. So the numbers should never be higher elsewhere, and they are. And it's too much. So definitely overpriced most of the world. In the US though, not so bad this time around for this one, I think, personally. Overall, I just love this thing. I like that. I like the short wheelbase. I like the big tires. The fact that you have just that little bit of yellow that kind of highlights the size of the wheels. This bull bar on the front, the design of the cockpit there with the backwards X-wing windscreen piece. These little quadcopters totally make sense. They kind of work in context. I like the overall shaping of this. The net shooter, I still think, I've said this since the very first set that I reviewed with this specialized thing in it. I still think that's kind of a failure, or at least a semi-failure. It just doesn't work that well. At least it's smaller than the net shooter system they used to use, but yeah, it just doesn't work all that well, to be perfectly blunt and frank. This thing that sticks out here, or that comes out here, that you can then open and use, that is a good use of space, and yeah, it's a useful thing. Being able to hold on to the minifig accessories inside of there. There are just a lot of things that are done well here, I think, design-wise. The minifigures are okay. I think out of the three, I probably like the ACU Trooper the most. Surprisingly and somewhat ironically, but the most important thing in this entire set to me is the Gallimimus. I think I'm going to have to bricklink at least one more of these. Can't have just one of them. But anyway, that's my look at this thing. Those are my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think about it. Share your thoughts in the comments down below. If you want to see how this went together, check out my pure build, which was done in real time, or the speed build, which is, well, it's a speed build, so you know what that is. Thank you, and I'll talk to you again soon.